Alright, alright. Welcome, welcome, good afternoon, good evening, good morning, and good night, wherever you are in the world. Good to see you. Got some people filtering in already. Willamos, Beal, welcome. We're going to be doing some King of the Hill action today, starting with myself against the Peabutter Special here. So we'll go ahead and get things switched over as we are in the lobby, getting ready to do the army selections. I am going to be playing Vampire Counts, and Peabutter's elected to go with the Beastie Boys, so quite a brave lad. And a true hero of the people. We're going to be getting straight into it, so welcome. Hello, hello. We got Wicked D here, Darkomon, post-gym livestream. That's the best, man. I gotta go today. Went late last night, did an awesome leg workout, so my bootay is muy sore. So, alright. Gonna have to get an army picked here. Let's see, what do I want to do against the vampires here? Or, sorry, as the vampires, up against the Beastmen. I know y'all can't see the army that I am picking here. Not that I mistrust Peabutter Special, but hey, it's always good to be just a little bit safe here. And what do we want to do? Let's grab that, and that, perhaps? Okay, yeah, we'll do that. Oh, man. Oh, yeah, I know the feeling, Darko, man. It's awesome, though. Yeah, it's alright. It's all good, Wicked. Everybody makes mistakes, including yours truly. Especially yours truly, I should say. Actually, I do need something else here, so we'll just grab one of the boys. Actually, let's go with this. And one of these. Get one of those. Alright, and then from there, let's grab these guys. We're going to have a bit of fun here today. We're going to make this a little bit of a different kind of vampire build. Not the usual sort of vampire builds. Da, da, da. Grab some of them, and we'll do a bit of that. One of them. Mistake. You are correct, Arkomon. Yep. True hero for taking Grimgore, that's for sure, Wicked. Mr. Yoda, welcome, welcome, welcome. Good to see you. We are going to have some fun today. Whoops, not that. Okay, so I've got a bit of funds left. I could do a few things. We could come in here and... Oh, I'm actually capped there, so let's not do that. And then maybe we could just come in here and get a couple boys. Or... decisions. Not the most experienced player at playing counts, I must admit, but... Looks like he's ready, so I need to make a decision here. So what are we going to do? What are we going to do here? Well, we could come in here and do this. Yeah, that looks like some fun. Let's do that, and then do this. Alright, and we're good to go. Da-da-da-da. Well, Wicked, you certainly have good knowledge, but yeah, I mean, I'm pretty pretty, I don't know, I would consider myself in the same boat, but I think a lot of players are better than they give themselves credit for. Like, I think that's true of a lot of people. And with some practice, I'm sure you'll be right back up there with, you know, pulling games off the best of them, but... Thank you. Thank you. Alright, let's do this. We'll pop that. Whoops, not that. Nope, not that either. I'm doing good today. Here we go. There we go. Alright. Launching Grimgore from a Doom Diver would have been safer. Yeah, I mean, we kind of talked about it, right? Skarsnik would have been better, Azag would have been better. Because Skarsnik will survive a little bit better, he can hide himself, right? Whereas Azag can just run away, because he's very fast, so... Black Orc Catapult. Oh, man. Yeah. I mean, they have the... there's some pretty ridiculous models from Tabletop that I could honestly see them adding for greenskins. But we'll see. And greenskins hopefully will be getting an update at some point in the future. Very, very much like that. I think they've even confirmed as much, but yeah. We're here on the steps of Isha. Decided to change it up, play one of these maps you don't get to see quite as often. So it should be relatively interesting. The Beastmen definitely a strong pick on this particular map because of the terrain features. They really play well in these kind of dense little wooded zones down here. But yeah, decided to go with the spooky vampires because, you know, October and all that. Or October, I should say. But yeah, let's go ahead and kind of form a little bit of a Death Star here. It kind of honestly depends on where he's deployed. Like, maybe we could see a potential Cygor somewhere around here, but I'm going to go relatively thick here, just because there's a few choke points we might have to get through, so let's go ahead and just do that. Gorstman is going to be here, because, yep, just because we can. Decided to go with the Gorstman. Let's go ahead and get you guys in group 2. We'll have you on 3. Banshee will go 7. Let's get the Blood Knights on 4. You know what, actually, let's put the Banshee on 4. Blood Knights on 5. Reavers on 6. Actually, we'll keep the Blood Knights up here. Put the Vargeists on 7. There we go. Alright, this is quite the build, so yeah, we'll see how this goes. Orc Boucher, there we go, I like that. Oh yeah, just like the simulation. Alright. Good luck, have fun. See how this goes. Not sure about this build entirely, but Gorst is going to find out. Yep, we got the Gorstman. I do think I forgot to take his item though. But at least he's got the reliquary corruption of being on his corpse cart. Looks like we're already here. Oh, we got some beastie boys. Let's go chew on those gore herds real quick. Let's bring these guys down. We'll bring all the lads up, and up. Oh no, that engagement isn't going kind of badly. They are gold chevron. Could probably go kill those harpies though. Maybe you come over here. Be still, my puppies. You're fine. There are quite a few raiders there, so we're going to have to be careful of that. But let's go ahead and just get you up, get you moving in. Gorstman. Oh, here comes the Gorble. I don't want that. Have you guys just come down here. I'm tempted to just go newt those guys, but let's come over here. I'm a little sad I didn't bring any Wind of Death, but get the zombies moving in here. Let's go ahead and drop down, nuke those Blackhorns Ravagers real quick. Let's get a general melee engagement underway here. Let's go assassinate the Gorble. You guys can move up. You guys can move up. Let's get a nice invocation going there. Blood Knights can move up into this gap. You guys go there. Get some spears over supporting. Going quite well so far. Let's get a big old dance kebab. Whoops. I left my Vargeist in there for too long, though. That's not the best. Blood Knights. Let's get the Blood Knights there. Gorst is fine. You guys go there. Let's get some more magic. Get a big old dance kebab over there. Spearmen move in. Let's keep the Graveguard back for now. But yeah, let's actually go into the back line there and maybe nuke those guys. Oh man, losing out on those devils is going to be bad, but Gorstman's doing just fine. Let's get you switched over there. You guys need to pull out again. Okay, you guys go over there. You guys go attack them. Oh man, those pigs are doing a number on those Vargeist. That is not expected. And we are way blobbed up over here, but that's fine. We did manage to rout those pigs, so let's make sure we follow up. Nice and quick. You go ahead and get a charge on that giant there. Get a nice heal here. Try and get away with these devils if we can, because I want to preserve that extra terror. Gorst is doing fine. He does need to get into melee to start giving that Mortis effect, so let's put him over there. You also can just kind of stand around over here. Keep following up there. You guys can just kind of stand around back here. Ooh, let my hounds get picked off, which is not the best, but that's fine. We'll keep these guys on station over here. Oh yeah, I think we got that giant down. We'll see. We will see. We got some spears here. We can kind of just close there. You guys can come rear charge now. We'll just leave the spears to chase them off. Gorstman is getting shot, but that's not the biggest issue in the world. As long as we've got people here kind of standing around and fighting, should be pretty decent. Probably left those Blood Knights in there a little bit overlong, but that's fine. Gorble's coming. That's not good. So we want the shady lady over there. Come on, path through. It's just a giant. Cool. So we got the giant off. That's really good. Let's get another zombie summon right there. Give the Gorstman some support. We'll bring him over here. Let's get those knights in another cycle charge real quick. And the Blood Knights. Looks like they actually killed the giant, so let's follow up on the Gorble here. Actually charge them. Gorst is not doing great, so let's path through there. This can continue supporting. You guys can keep fighting there. Graveguard. Let's pull you back. It's kind of hard to tell how this is going, to be honest, but I think we're doing okay. Let's get the two Cav matched up onto the Gorble there. We need to make sure we protect Gorstman as much as we can. Oh man, he's taking hits from Gorble, which is not great, but... See if we can get him Cav surrounded here. That should be good. Let's actually push those Varix Reavers into a nice little column formation like this. Can push up and get through. Whoops. Just charge those guys, please. Get the Forbidden Rod here to get some more Winds of Magic. Definitely need some more Winds of Magic. My Banshee keeps dropping her order on that Gorble. It's quite frustrating. Actually, you guys, no, just keep pushing in the back line there. Let's heal those Blood Knights. Should be enough to finish off. Oh, Gorstman, stay alive, please. We got the Gorble. Please stay alive. Alright. Keep it going with the Blood Knights here. I'm going to push this crazy lady over here. Maybe try and take out Malagor. Oh, Gorst is still alive. Gorst is still alive. Go, crazy lady. Go kill the foul beast. Okay, looks like we shattered them. Let's get Dwarfsman moving over here. Let's get you guys back. Let's get you guys back. Man, all my Blood Knights are so slow. Oh no, 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 not those archers. Those archers are a problem. Doing pretty good though. Gorst is staying alive. Soaking the hits there quite nicely. We're going to get him over into those gore herds because he is hilariously slow right now. Okay, you guys need to follow up on those archers. Or actually charge those pigs. Gorst is barely hanging together in terms of his leadership here. Let's get you going here. Those gore herds, I don't know how they're holding their leadership, but that should route them there. You guys can then come over here. Okay. Let's get you guys going there. You guys can keep moving over here. Oh, Gorst is dead. Gorst is dead, but I think we got it anyway. I don't think he can get away from the Banshee. Let's go ahead and get some more magic so we can maybe get another zombie summon. Oh, the Blood Knights aren't too happy about that. We got to bring them over here to some leadership support. And you guys can come rear charge those gore herds, maybe? Yeah, that'll do fine. Get another zombie summon. And I think that should be army losses with the terror out there. Whoop, whoop. Alright, I'm going to save that one. It's always a good time when the Gorst wins, even if it is a slugging match in that little blob box there. But man, those gold chevron gore herds, 181 kills on Malagor too. Holy cow. Woo. Wow. Oh man. Yeah, that was the Var guys obviously ended up being a pretty rough pick there, but yeah, it is a bit of an uphill battle for Beastmen, even with the Gorstman on the field. Yeah, 128 kills on the Varix Reavers. They did great. Blood Knights, 80 kills. Yeah, on his side, the pigs ended up... I mean, obviously the pigs are very good here. They definitely got some good engagements, especially against the Var guys, but just weren't quite able to finish off the heavy cav. That front line of gore herds, though, how about those guys, huh? Veteran gore herds are definitely the way to go. The Giant, too, 24 kills, 2 XP chevrons. Just, I was able to kind of catch him out there with the Banshee. Banshee's definitely pretty key. Oh, GG, man. Gorst beats Gorble. Oh, man. Yeah. Oh, wow. How about that, huh? GG. Sweet. Well played, B-Butter. So we're going to have him jump out, and then I believe Pugnobon is up next, so... Cool, cool. Alright, looks like we got another challenger potentially approaching, so... Alright, so we'll put peanut butter, or peanut butter, I always call him peanut butter, pea butter. There we go, and let's get... Sweet. Zeus, so we have a list, if I go ahead and show you guys, so my very, very secret list that also has some other secrets on it, so, but yeah, I have a list on here, so yeah, I can definitely put you on downs. We have maybe like 3 or 4 people, yeah, 4 people ahead of you, but yeah, put you in there, certainly. Alright, so we're gonna go ahead and switch the map. Quickly, pause the live stream. Yeah. Very secret secrets. Like, I'm working on some top 5 lists because, yeah, Turin made his top 5 worst regiments of renown, and while I agree with a couple of the picks, I think he's really very wrong about a few of the other picks, so I'm going to be making my own top 5 worst regiments for now, and a few other top 5 lists as well. So yeah, look forward to that. Probably after the Ever Chosen, just because I am reasonably busy until then, as you guys would understand, but... I mean, Turin's a great guy, don't get me wrong. I just think that he's wrong on a few of those picks, but yeah. That's the great thing about this game is, and one of the reasons why I love it so much is because there's so many variables. Like, everyone's got their own opinion, right? And so, like, for myself, for the new patch as well, in case any of you guys are wondering my thoughts, yeah, like it's interesting. I think maybe the Marcus nerfs were a little bit too much. Like, I agree with everything that they did to him. I just don't think that doing all of those changes at the same time was a good idea. I think they should have done, like, you know, nerf his melee defense and his abilities just a tiny bit. And I think they also nerfed his missile damage as well. I need to double check again, but yeah, like, and the change to the Black Lions as well, like the plus 100 cost. It doesn't really make sense to me, but. Yeah, okay, looks like Pugnobon added me to the friends list. Totally forgot about that, so let's go ahead and get this. Okay. Okay, so the way that this works is I'm going to pick and double ban. What should I go with here, guys? What do you want to see here? He doesn't ignore missile block anymore. Yes, and I also don't know. I need to do some tests to see if it still penetrates models. Yeah, so, like, that was a good change. Again, I agree with the changes, like, all individually. I don't know that doing all of them at the same time was a good idea. I haven't really gotten much of a chance to test it, I'll fully admit, so. Yeah. The only changes were really to Marcus, and there were a couple of the new Lizardmen things as well, so. Dawi? You see, but, yeah, I guess we could do Dawi. Well, I don't know. For reasons, I'm gonna opt to veto the Dawi on this one. Sorry, guys, but not today. Wood Elves or Dark Elves? I could do Dark Elves. I don't play Dark Elves a ton, but I need to play them some more. So, let's do Dark Elves. Ban. Oh, what do I even ban as Dark Elves? I don't even know. Let's do Beastmen, and I don't know. Ban Beastmen and Chaos. Let's say. I really am not super familiar. Coast? I don't know. I feel like I have a pretty good shot against Coast, but it also depends on the map that he picks as well. Gorsley Giggle. Okay, that is acceptable. That is acceptable. I'll probably have to back out and then, you know, relaunch the game after this match, but Tomb Kings and Troll Country. Okay, so we're getting straight into it. I like it. I love it, actually. The tiny map against an undead faction. So, okay. Put the screen blocker up. Not that I don't trust Pugnobon, but I want it to be a surprise for you guys too, right? So, let's do this. And we'll go with... Question. Okay, yeah, let's do this. Oh man, it's just so expensive. Okay, let's go in a different direction, actually. Let's have some fun here. That should be interesting. Okay, then let's do this. And then let's grab a couple of these. This is a weird build, guys. This is not a build that I would normally take. But we're going to have some fun here. Again, I don't normally take Dark Elves at all, so this should be interesting. Wood Elves, Empire, and Skaven? I don't know. I don't know if I would necessarily agree with that, but it's certainly interesting. The Dark Elves are definitely one of the more interesting factions in terms of balance. But we'll see. Oh man, it's just so expensive. Everything's so expensive. Everything that I want to take. You know what? Let's trade these out for that. And then let's actually trade these out for just that. That's a little bit better. Sure. Hello, hello. What's up, Romain? Link the proposed changes. They actually have gone live already, but let me see here if I can find it. I'll also leave a link in the description for those of you guys who are watching this after the fact. So here you go. Alright, and I think I'm ready, so yeah, we'll go ahead and decide where to allocate that. I think that'll do just fine. You know what, actually, I've just rethunk, and I think that, no, that'll be fine. I just need, let's redo this a little bit. Let's get that, and then I can come in here and get this. And that'll do. There we go. That feels a little bit better. Yeah, I would say Dark Elves have an even matchup versus almost everyone. In fact, I think that's exactly what I said in my last tier list, was that Dark Elves are pretty evenly matched against just about every faction right now. Like, in terms of factions in the game, I think they're actually the most well-balanced. Like, they do pretty well in just about every matchup. Mobile Empire Kite army will be Dark Elves, unless the Dark Elves go with like a stationary artillery army, which they can do with like 3 or 4 bolt throwers and just constantly picking away while having good defensive units. Like, it's just, there's so many different directions you can go, right? So, alright, so we got the Supreme Sorceress on a dragon, which I don't think is very good, but I want to try it, so we're going to try it. She's got Lore of Fire because it's Tomb Kings. We've got some infantry, including the Blades of the Blood Queen here. So I've gone quite heavy on the elite infantry here, so I don't know how well that's actually going to pay out, but we're going to try it. We're going to try it. And then I've got my archers, my mobile squad here, and a couple screens in the back. So Dark Elves and Empire, yeah. It's an interesting one, so don't play Dark Elves that much, to be honest, but we'll see. Outriders are really strong right now. Since they actually fixed their missile attacks, they got a lot better. But yeah, I think Dark Riders are objectively worse in many ways, and yet somehow seem to perform better, and I think that's more just due to the fact that Cold One Knights are a little bit stronger, but yeah, okay. Alright, let's do it. Alright. Let's see. Yeah, I'm not sure about this. We've got a whole bunch of tools here. I just don't know if I'm going to really get the chance to use them. Kind of depends on what he's brought, I guess, but... we don't have any sharp-teeth great bows, so we can definitely take our time. That's good. I think I'm actually going to have a pretty good counter build for what he's brought here. Ooh, he does have the Sphinx of Usek, which is not great, though. Let's go ahead and come over here. Take you guys off. Fire at will. Have you guys kind of obliquely shift over here. Oh, I'm mismicroing my cav already. That's great. And there's a bunch of bow cav over here that I didn't see. That's also really good. Okay, let's go ahead and charge. Let's go ahead and throw this Arnsepal's Black Horror down this line right here, maybe? I mean, we were already winning there anyway, but... That may have been a mistake, but we're going to follow through anyway. Oh, nope. Unit's getting routed off on the side there. That's not great. And I'm also now in a really bad position. Oh, that was a huge mistake. Yep. Made a giant mistake right there diving in. I thought I could get back up in the air quick enough, but nope. Nope. Well, hopefully she does at least get back up in the air at some point. Did we actually delete? We did not delete his lord there, unfortunately. Let's see how the Blades of Blood Queen can hold out here. They are a pretty strong unit, so maybe they can get some work in. I really would like for my Sorceress to come back, though, so I can at least get the rest of my Fireballs and Breaths. But we'll see. Dark Riders are getting some effective fire there. Blades of the Blood Queen are going to be pretty hard for him to kill. But we'll see. Please come back. Please come back. Minus 26. I don't think she's coming back. That's really bad. Oh, nope. That's just a new Shabti summon. Let's come over here. Yeah, that was a huge mistake. Yeah, the Sphinx of Usek. With it being that close, I just should have waited to land for sure. Or maybe came and like landed over here. But yeah, that was a huge mistake. We might still be able to finish it off, though. Never say never. It's currently enraged in there, so... Oh, that's some good damage. Get these guys up and through here. You guys can keep fighting. Oh, they just routed for no reason. They weren't even in combat. That's silly. I think I'm going to hit army losses, probably. Yeah. Why? Why are you routing from those Ushabti? They can't get to you. You're faster than them. You guys are fine. I think I'm gonna hit army losses, though. Yeah. Honestly, if I had, like, maybe Hellebron there for the melee attack buff, or if I had just been more patient with my, yeah, the fear from the Ushabti. Yeah, that's a good point, but, oh, what are you guys doing? Come back over here. Man, Blades of the Blood Queen are just such a good unit. We might be able to make something happen here. I don't know. It's pretty unlikely, but... Nope. Those guys just routed. Those guys just routed. I think that's army losses. Yep. Oh, well. Yeah, Hellebron's good in some niche situations, but... Yeah, that dragon coming down, I misused... I mean, if I had just waited with her, like, I could have cut through most of those infantry just fine, and with her just throwing fireballs and breaths in the late game, like, that's really what I was taking her for, right? So, yeah, just got way too greedy dropping down there, but I honestly think this build maybe isn't terrible. I mean, obviously, she's pretty vulnerable to Ushabti Great Bows, but on that map, I wasn't thinking that he was going to go for that, so... Yeah. Yeah. For those of you guys who are going to be joining, we're using a mix of the unit caps and the Warhammer Cup rules, so... Okay, let's go ahead and back out. And I'm actually going to restart the game so that I can be Gorsely Giggle. Gorsely Giggle. Oh, yeah, sorry about that. Yeah, the update has, like, its own update, right? So, let's go ahead and get this. Done in 2 hours. Yeah, I think I'll probably be done by then. Maybe. We'll see. We'll see. We'll see, Zeus. It just kind of depends. I've got some time to stream today, so... Yep. Yeah, I will be competing in the Everchosen. Yep, there's pretty much all the players in the Everchosen are players that, you know, I feel like I have pretty good shots against most of them. But they're all very good players, so it's going to be interesting. I'm very excited, honestly. It's going to be a good time. Going to be a good time. Okay, so let's see here. I don't think I pressed join as a spectator. Whoops. My bad. Maybe. No, Turin's only ever hosted the Everchosens. He's never actually played in one. So, yeah. Yep, okay. So, who do we have up next? I guess I should probably, like, look at the list, huh? Flying Taco. Alright. Guess I probably should have messaged him a little bit before, but... Hey, you know, this is pretty casual. This is not any kind of organized, formal thing. It's just mostly just doing it for fun. So, yeah. Alright, looks like Taco's going to be just a second. He'll be there shortly. Or, I guess if Yalanala's on deck, we can have him join. Yep, the full list is on the Total War Facebook page, so it's interesting. I mean, like, Yalanala, who I think might be... Yeah, he's playing today. He's also in the Everchosen Invitational, so yeah, it's going to be a good time. There's a lot of really, really good players, so... Let's see. Let's see if I can find it here. should be... Here we go, Fall Invitational. So here is the link to the actual Ever-Chosen page, for those of you guys who want to go check it out. So, let's see here. Da-da-da-da. Samurai Warrior, you can join. As for the competition, let's see. Alright, looks like Flying Taco's on his way. Okay. Okay, so, yeah. So, it is open. We do have a few people. Let me see here. I'm not planning on streaming for too long today. We've done, what, 2 battles so far? Been about an hour, so... I was planning on streaming for roughly about 2 hours, so we'll see. Right now, we've still got Taco, Hyalanala, Zeus, if his game is updated. So, yeah, I can probably put you on there. Let's see here. Samurai. Okay. We are just using a combination of the unit caps and the Warhammer Cup rules as well. So, yep. No, it's not. It's not based on ladder performance, Dark Command. So it's based on like a few different factors. Number one, sometimes they'll invite content creators. Like they've invited myself. I've been invited twice in the past. This is going to be my 3rd time. They've invited like Indie Pride. You know, back when Gobble King was making content, they invited him. So let's see here. And so yeah, it's not based on ladder performance, because ladder performance is something that you can cheese pretty easily. So it's more based on like tournament performance, like community tournament performance. Like obviously, Turin has his ECL. You know, other people run their own community tournaments, and so they keep an eye on those things. And sort of the people who show themselves through them also can get an invitation. So yeah. Yep. Do I have links to my band? I can probably dig up an Instagram link somewhere here. Let me see. Give me just a minute on that. So, yeah. Let's see here. For those of you guys who are interested, I do have a band. It's just for fun mostly, but we are going to be playing some shows around the Salt Lake City area, so if you guys are curious, probably the best is Instagram. Here we go. Nope, that's not it. Let's try this. Okay, Instagram. This is taking longer than it should, honestly, but I might have to post it, honestly, from my phone. Give me 1 sec. So the order is Samurai, so you are going to be after Namru, who is after Hyalanala. So you've got potentially 2 more games before you. But let's see here. Make sure my phone's not going to make some ridiculous noise when I get on Instagram here. Okay, so... Alright, these guys are getting their stuff picked and locked, so we'll go ahead and pop that back up just in case. Get the beautiful Star Dragon. Looks like Pugnabon's going to be going with Dwarves, banning Skaven and Beastmen. Good choices. Okay, here we go. And now we come over here and find this, and I come in here. Okay, so there's the link to my band's Instagram page for those of you who are curious. We play a good mix of music, kind of a good blend of styles, but oh man, so it looks like we're going to have Tomb Kings versus Dwarves. Very interesting. Potentially an interesting matchup. There's a few different ways that both players can go here, but we'll see. We'll see. So yeah. Yeah, the prize is nice. For me, honestly, I'm not really... Like, I have a good day job. Like, I also make money from Total War from YouTube, so I don't really... For me, the money's not... It's not really a thing, right? I'm just happy to be representing the game, if that makes sense. Like, I just want to be up there, you know, promoting Total War as an esport, right? Because it's going to benefit my channel, and I just love Total War as a series. I've played it forever, basically, so, yeah. Just really want to grow the community at the end of the day, and me participating in this tournament is a good way of, you know, I can potentially showcase some cool things, you know. So, yeah. It's gonna be fun. I'm excited. Looks like these guys are also pretty excited. They're just about ready. See you, Willamos. Thanks for dropping by. Much appreciated. Yeah, Zern and I have had some great battles recently. The early access time period for King and the Warlord was, or sorry, not King and the Warlord, Hunter and the Beast was really good for me personally, because I got a lot of practice against a lot of really good players. Because there were, I mean, not only was I playing against Turin quite a bit, I had a handful of games with Indie Pride. There's a Spanish streamer, Hora del Sequero. I think I'm pronouncing that right. Hopefully not. But yeah, he's a really good player as well. I got a lot of really good games with him. Just a ton of good players as well got keys in order to participate in Italian Spartacus Warpstone Cup. So, like, there were just a lot of really, really good multiplayer players this time around in the pool. And so I got probably 50 games at least, just in that early access time period, and like since then, I've gone quite a bit. So, gotten quite a bit better. So yeah, it's good stuff. Yeah, Iron of the Drake should be decent against Tomb Kings. You are correct, sir. And it does look like, oh man, why is my minimap so huge? That's kind of ridiculous. Go ahead and tone that down a little bit. I forgot some of my settings are a little bit. UI scaling, I might turn that down a little bit later. That's fine for now. My setting is a little bit borked, but anyway. Let's go. Yeah, Marcus was overnerfed. Totally agree, Yosef. Totally agree. Let's go ahead and have a look at this dwarf build. We've got a Rune Lord on foot. Dwarf warriors, a couple of Longbeards as well. Longbeards are super cost effective. Probably one of the best infantry units in the game, honestly. We've got some Slayers. Where'd they go? Slayers. We've got 2 cannons. And like you mentioned, Trollhammer torpedoes. A couple of Trollhammer torpedoes here. Going to be absolutely shredding through those constructs. Some Thunders as well. Speaking of constructs, we've got some Ushabti here. Looks like 3 groups of Ushabti. 2 Tomb Scorpions. Nope, just 1 Tomb Scorpion. Front line of Skeleton Warriors. We've got a single Carrion here. No, 2 Carrions. 3 units of chariots. Cetra, the Imperishable, up on his Sphinx. And yeah, Nekara Horseman, pretty good stuff. Pretty good stuff. Interesting. This is always an interesting matchup to see, you know, kind of who comes out on top. Dwarfs definitely have quite a few tools here. The cannons, personally, one of the things in this matchup is cannons do very well shooting at the Tomb King's chariots. Personally, I'm not a big fan of them because of that reason. If we have a look here, Tomb King's chariots, they don't honestly have the greatest AP values in the world. I mean, yeah, they have a little bonus versus infantry, but the 9 unit models means they have a much bigger footprint, and they're going to take a lot more damage a lot more quickly than other units of chariots, so... It's secret powers, Darkomon. Yes, it's a hidden trait that I have, is, you know, enemy vision. So, yep. Lot of chariots. It's a lot of chariots. I'm surprised not to see Cetra on the chariot as well, just because that's such a strong pick here. But, I mean, obviously the big kitty's a strong pick as well. And how about that unit model, man? Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Gotta love Cetra's unit model. And here we go. You can see the dwarves already going to be shifting to face the Tomb Kings. They've got a pretty good spread here, honestly. Like these overlapping lines of fire, you can see if we look here how all of these lines of fire are kind of overlapping. So anybody who comes into this kill zone is just going to get absolutely wrecked. We'll see. There is a lot of targets though, and the target overload is one thing that can be very effective. The fact that Flying Taco's got so many constructs here is going to be potentially an issue. With the Tomb Scorpion, not only that, but, I mean, 3 Ushabti plus 4 Chariots plus Cetra. If he brings in everything all at once in a very cohesive way, he can get, you know, some really excellent work done. So we'll see. These cannons here from Pugnobon, not really sure where they're going to be firing at, but probably going to be going after the Nehekara Horsemen, maybe. They don't have that good of angles to shoot at the Ushabti at the moment, but, oh, no. Going after the Ushabti, landing a solid hit there right when I say that, of course. Some really good damage done. Haven't dropped any unit models yet, but some good HP damage there on those shots. He's going to have to be a bit careful of the Carrion here. The Carrion will obviously do a number on those cannons very quickly if they're able to get a hold of the cannon crews, so we'll see. Oh, man, that's so rough, Darkoman. Gotta hate corner campers. Looks like, did they actually drop a model there? Yep, finally dropping a model there with a nice headshot from that cannon. Very good stuff so far. Not really worrying too much about the Nehekara Horsemen, but they might be able to come in and get in, like, this gap right here, for example. There are a few gaps in this Dowie box here, so we'll see. Flying Taco just staying very, very patient for the time being. Yes, he's taking hits on the Ushabti, but not the biggest deal in the world. Cetra now taking a few hits as well. He does have the physical resist for himself, so probably should pop that to try and mitigate some of that damage, but for the time being, just, you know, content to get shot in the face there. Yeah, one Ushabti model down there is pretty decent stuff, but we'll see. These Slayers don't need to come too far forward here. They're going to have to be pretty careful, but, oh man, here comes the Nehekara Horsemen in the back line. They're going to be getting in, trying to shut down those cannons. Cannons so far relatively safe, but, oh man, the Chariot's taking a shot there as well, and you can see what I was talking about. Just one of their unit models. Oh man. Oh, are you guys seeing this right now? This is the worst day of that poor skeleton's life. I'm sorry. I know there's a battle happening, but look at what... Oh, man. That's a great bug. Anyway, Dwarf line getting pushed very aggressively here. You can see a lot of their ranged units immediately being collapsed by multiple, you know, hard-hitting units. That being said, the constructs and the chariots and more have taken quite a bit of damage. This cannon especially and this cannon both still online for the time being. But, oh, man, these Longbeards Dwarf Warriors come forward. Now they're going to try and come back and stop up those Nehekara Horsemen. The carrion are just about gone now, which means that these units are going to be able to get free, start firing. You can see the chariots already having taken a huge amount of damage. That being said, Dragonback Slayer is doing very well. Master Rune of Wrath and Rune here, plus Dragonback Slayers bring Cetra down to a minimum 7 speed. He is absolutely immobilized for the time being. Nekar Horsemen doing their best to try and get on those cannons, but at the same time, they're getting ground down by those Dwarf Warriors pretty efficiently, although this side is definitely collapsing very quickly. You can see those Thunders have taken a ton of damage. These Trollhammer Torpedoes have taken a ton of damage, so definitely quite a bit of give and take here at this point. I just don't think that Pugnobon's going to be able to really protect all these ranged units. You know, the Tomb Kings definitely did a great job in just bringing the full house, everything at once, doing a great job disrupting all of these missile units, so we'll see. We'll see. Oh man, I can't believe that skeleton was just getting dragged around by a horse. That was hilarious. Anyway, yeah, the Tomb King's in a pretty commanding position at this point, despite the fact the balance of power is relatively even. You can see the Ushabti have taken quite a bit of damage. A lot of the high-powered units for the Tomb Kings have taken quite a bit of damage, but we'll see. As the Tomb Kings kind of start to fade in the late game here, they should, the Dwarves should get some units starting to come back from route, like these Thunders can now turn and fire here as well. The Cannon Crew can start to try and get back online. The Tomb Kings are going to be getting another healing surge, and it does look like a free Ushabti summon as well, so where will they choose to use that? Oh man, this Thunder are getting some really good damage on those chariots. Might be able to finish that unit off. Looks like it's going to be collapsed there by multiple units of chariots. And yeah, the Scorpion able to mostly get free here. It is being chased by Longbeards. The Trollhammer Torpedo is going to be trying to get some volleys in there as well, but the Ushabti summon used here to try and collapse in on this infantry pocket, it looks like. And yeah, Tomb Kings are going to start to pull ahead somewhat on the balance of power. Still not completely out of the realm of possibility for the Dwarves, but the fact that all of these ranged units have taken so much damage already without using hardly any of their ammo is quite devastating. So yeah, that's a great concept for facing, you know, heavy missile factions like Dwarves, Skaven. When they have those ever overlapping lines of fire, you know, if you present target overload, you just give them way too many targets to shoot at all at once. It can be pretty rough. It can be a tough time for sure. So Dwarves are going to continue to grind it out here into this late game. I just really don't think they have what it takes at this point. They've taken way too much damage on their ranged units. So yeah. Oh man, that's great, Optimus Prime. Yeah, sorry Ant-Man, they're kind of getting run over in this replay, but the Dwarves are here, certainly. So, pretty good stuff. Pretty good stuff. Come in for some cinematics here as Cetra and his lads start to clean things up a bit. Yeah, the Dwarves unfortunately just couldn't protect all those ranged units. I do think he overinvested a little bit. Like the 2 cannons plus all the Thunderers plus the what's it called? The Trollhammer Torpedoes is just a bit much, you know, putting all of your eggs in those ranged baskets. And I mean, Longbeards will do a reasonably decent job protecting, but the Tomb Kings definitely, they can break through. You know, you have infantry protecting, and even still, sometimes they can push through those infantry and get on your ranged units. So, yeah. The only way to counter target overload is more Walmarts. Words of wisdom there. So, yep. GG. Well played at Flying Taco and Pugnobon there, so we'll be getting the next battle up soon. Regular shop, do you see them occasionally? They're not amazing. The issue is they have pretty low melee attack at the end of the day, so yeah, they do kind of struggle in that way a bit, but okay, so Hyalinala said to skip him for one battle. Let's see here. Yes, thank you, Darkomon. That screenshot is great. I'm posting that on the Reddit later. That's great. Okay, so I guess Samurai Warrior, you'll be up next then. If or let me see here, or Namru. Sorry, Namru's up next. My apologies. Since Yalanala said to skip him, so let's see here. Oh, that's great. That is great. Okay, so let's come over here and we'll come on to the Steam doodad. Do that. Let's get this moved over here. And da-da-da-da. Whoops, not that. Looking for this. And we go ahead and paste it there. Cool. So I sent you the friend request, Samurai, so that when we're ready for you, we can get you in quick. But let's see. See if Namru responds here. Alright, give me just a second, guys. I'm going to go ahead and switch this back over here just momentarily and throw on some music while I go grab a drink real quick. I will be right back as we get our next opponents loaded up. Okay, and back. Go ahead and just keep chilling for the time being while we get our next opponents in here. So, all right. Yeah, you know, Tomb Kings are an interesting faction. I see some people say that they're weak, but I honestly think they're very, very good. Yeah, they have a lot of good tools. I think out of the undead factions, they're the most well balanced. So, you know, that definitely goes in their favor. But yeah, I like Tomb Kings. I love their art style. They're even like when I was a kid, I didn't play Warhammer Fantasy Tabletop, but I would always go to the gaming store and see the boxes and just like look at the box art and stuff. And the box art for the Tomb Kings was always the coolest by far, in my opinion. But I mean, I also did like the box art for like Bretonnia, of course, and the Empire just to me sort of looked like regular dudes back in the day. But I wasn't really a fan of them, you know, just their box art and stuff. But like Chaos was pretty cool, but the Tomb Kings always stuck out to me the most. So, yep. Let's see. So Namru hasn't responded yet. So Samurai Warrior, if you want, let me go ahead and you should be able to see the lobby. So, go ahead and shoot you a PM there. Oh, why? Because of the nerfs? Well, I'll say this much. I did not advocate any of those nerfs to Marcus. Just to be fair. They shouldn't be angry at the whole multiplayer community. I am not at all a fan of those nerfs. I'm just saying. So, let's not put us all into one place here. Da-da-da-da. Yeah, I think he needed some nerfing, but not nearly as much as he got. I understand. I totally understand. The thing about people being angry at the multiplayer community, though, is literally, like, in 2 seconds, someone can make a mod that just reverses those changes, and they can play with that, right? So, like, I don't really give them that much sympathy, to be honest, but... Oh, yeah, I know. It's not like this army is super secret. I think this is actually just an auto-gen, but... Oh, there we go. Yeah, I mean... Yeah. Marcus just got nerfed, mostly. I think that they went too far with the nerfs. Like, doing everything all at once was too much. I think they should have maybe done, like, you know, a couple of those nerfs, and then see how it goes, and then in the next patch, if need be, then, again, do the same thing, so... Alright, so looks like we got Samurai Warrior joined up. We're going to be go ahead and getting the match in here. Okay. Yeah. Generate them too powerful and then over nerf. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Like, I think Marcus was honestly not that far off of what he was supposed to be. It's just that, like... Yeah, sometimes they bring them back to playable. Olithnar already has a decent set of, like, niche abilities. He's not amazing, but he's pretty good. But let's go ahead and pop this. Whoops. Do that. There we go. What is all of this stuff? I don't even know what that is. There we go. Okay, we can also get rid of that one. Okay. Thanks, Belagar. Appreciate it. I don't know, Optimus. I don't think that they're clever enough to do that, honestly, in terms of their balancing. Like, I think people who say that are giving Creative Assembly a little bit too much credit. But yeah, Lithanar, like, he should be a little bit better than what he is. But yeah. The thing is, Darkomon, is the people within those groups are people, right? So they have subjective opinions, and oftentimes their biases can affect how the balance ends up playing out in practice. So, yeah. Keep that in mind as well. And the other thing, too, is that they're gathering data from, like, a million different places, right? Creative Assembly has the ability to look at, like, each faction's win rate, like, if a unit gets brought, how often that army wins or loses. Like, there's some other stats that they can look at as well. So, again, it depends also how much resources they're allocating to it, how much weight they're putting in different things. Like, if they're seeing the same things that people are saying in terms of their data, and then, you know, they read on the forums that, yes, this is a problem, if the data backs that up, then they're likely to make changes, but... Optimus, I strongly disagree. I don't think Marcus was that OP. I mean, like, yes, he was... Here's the problem with Marcus, is he was good for newer players, abusing other newer players. But you did not see him regularly in competitive play. Like, you saw him maybe once in a blue moon in some specific matchups. But if Marcus was that OP, you would see him in every single competitive game, right? Like... Considering that all of us played with all of the early access time period, and, like, yes, I felt that he was powerful, but I didn't think that he was overpowered by any means. Like, yeah, Hellebron was broken. That was just straight up broken. Like, that's a bug that they missed, right? Yeah. Yeah, Hellebron was just straight up bugged out because her ability was, her item was not working correctly. It was actually bugged. But yeah. All right, so we're going to be on Iron Sand Desert once again, and looks like, yeah, we're going to be taking Beastmen versus Lizardmen, so we'll see. It's an interesting matchup, potentially pretty tough for the Beastmen, but oh boy, look who's trying out the new Dreadsaurian. New and improved, basic Feral Dreadsaurian here. We've also got a Light Slan. Looks like also a Saurus Scarvet on foot. Very interesting. We've got some Saurus Warriors with shields, a couple Temple Guard, and Saurus Spears. Some Chameleon Skinks, Popopox cohort. As for the Beastmen, oh, Screen Blocker. Thank you guys. Thank you. I am an honest to goodness potato at this sometimes. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, so, again, I don't think Marcus was a problem in high-level play, and even in mid-level play. If you know how to counter him, like, if you have some basic understanding of how to build an army, like, I would see, and I don't want to name any names, but I would see posts of people saying, like, oh, man, Marcus is so OP, I brought Kolek and charged him straight into Marcus and lost because Kolek died. It's like, what? I'm sorry, but you took a unit in which Marcus is designed to counter directly into a faction that not only has that, but has lots of other counter tools for monsters, lots of other AP missiles and stuff, and you lost and somehow you're surprised? Like, I'm sorry, but, yeah. Like, some people, and that's the kind of people who are complaining that Marcus is OP, in my opinion. Again, I don't go on the forums, I don't really go on Reddit that much. I have this platform to communicate to CA. I have other platforms to communicate to CA, so I don't really see the need to put my thoughts there. I can have my own dialogue with them in other ways. But yeah, this is kind of my preferred platform. Anyway, let's have a look at the Beastmen here. They've got Centaurs, we've got Razorgore chariots as well, more Centaurs out to the flanks, a couple of Ungor Spearmen herd, lots of Ungor Spearmen herd actually. We've got Brashim, Lore of Death, and 2 Giants with Morgur the Shadow Gave, so very interesting. Oh man, these Popopox cohort might be able to catch these chariots, but they are going to have to be careful. Oh, it looks like net of Ammontok, perhaps? This is honestly a bit dangerous, maybe a bit of a wasted net as well, as the Cold One Spear Riders are going to have to pull away just ever so slightly there, but we'll see. We'll see. The Lizardman player staying nice and defensive. Looks like he's going to roll forward here, and as the Centaurs start to get involved, then, yeah, Dreadsaurians wants to say hello. Yeah, so here he comes. So the Spear Riders have taken some good damage already, but this is potentially very dangerous. The double Giants will be able to put a pretty good beating on the Dreadsaurian here, but let's see. It does look like we're going to get a Foz Protection, increasing the melee defense of that Dreadsaurian significantly, so that definitely helps. He knocks one Giant over, so that's good. He won't be able to get attack animations in the meantime. Oh man, just one-shots a Chaos Spawn just about there. A massive Doom and Darkness goes down as well. Not really going to be enough to terror route any of the Lizardman units away. Maybe. We'll see. Oh no, please don't lag out. There we go. Yeah, double Giant versus Dreadsaurian is pretty good. That being said, this Giant is now getting ripped apart by these Skink Skirmishers here. These Chameleon Skinks. So yeah, these Centaurs definitely need to get up and around, get a good collapse here, a good surround, and try and take those Chameleon Skinks off the field as quickly as possible, but this Lizard Blob is holding up reasonably well. It looks like a Barona's Time Warp as well to increase the melee attack of that Dreadsaurian. It's up to a 78 melee attack, so some pretty serious damage, and you can see the Tomb Kings, some of their units, or sorry, the Beastmen, some of their units are starting to kind of have some leadership issues. You can see the Chariots taking damage. The Saurus Scarvet, unfortunately, is going to get knocked around quite a bit here, but when he does get those anti-large attacks in, it will be quite solid. Looks like Cold-Blooded used on the Time Warp there used on the Dreadsaurian there to keep it fighting quite nicely. Razorgore Chariot's doing a pretty good job against those Saurus Warriors. It's, yeah, pretty good for the Beastmen so far. They've been able to actually get on those Chameleon Skinks. A lot of other units for the Lizardmen taking quite a bit of damage here, so we'll see. May have been better to take a Life Slan here just to heal the Feral Dreadsaurian, but oh man, this is going to be bad. If the Dreadsaurian gets a hold of that Chariot, he will absolutely destroy it. But it doesn't look like he's actually able to get an attack animation in there. Oh, not quite. Nope, looks like he does actually miss that attack animation, so a little bit unfortunate. Feral Dreadsaurian now is enraged and not really able to choose his own targeting, which is not the best, but he's going to get some damage done against those Centaurs there. The Lizardmen are still grinding. I mean, yes, they've taken some losses, but the balance of power equalized significantly once that Chaos Spawn summon was gone. This is a pretty good collapse here, though, with the Razor Gore Chariots getting a good charge into those Sora Spears there. And, oh man, the Feral Dreadboy really wants a piece of that Shaman, obviously, but he does want to try and stay away from those Giants if he can as well. Still looks like he's having some pathing issues, potentially, though, but the two Giants going to come in and start taking side swipes at him, and you can see it looks like he's maybe force pathing onto one of these other units over here, but he definitely needs to just stand and fight these Giants right now. Honestly, if he were to just stand and fight here, especially with Shield of the Old Ones and that Faw's Protection, he can do quite a bit of work here. So, yep, knocks one of those Giants down. Pretty good stuff there. Meanwhile, over here, these Saurus and Temple Guard continuing to grind it out. Aura of Pretzels there, giving them some extra melee defense, and a really nice rear charge here. Might terrify away some of those Beastmen units. It looks like maybe he just ate one of those Chariots, which was a really nice play. It does terrify away the Chariots, and now he's able to get one Giant separated from the other. So, let's see. Let's see if the Saurian actually gets any animations in here. Oh, looks like he got staggered there, which should reset his order to then... Oh, yeah, gets a good attack there on the Giant. Should have made lots of contact. The thing is, though, it does look like his animation's kind of carrying him away from the Slann support here, and the Lizardmen infantry is just getting ground down over time. Just because of the lack of mobility here, they're not really able to respond or chase off a lot of these mobile threats. The Scarvet also getting way out of position here, really needs to be in here helping to defend against the two Giants. But, yeah, I mean, the Giants have taken some damage, but a lot of the tools to deal with them are kind of being ground down here. We'll see. Temple Guard will continue to slug it out into the late game here. They might get some attacks in on this Giant, but they honestly won't do too much. The Slann's going to have to be careful, though. If he stays in here for too long, he'll also get beat up pretty badly. But, yeah, the Saurus, or the Dread Saurian still looks like it has a hard time turning around and choosing targets. But, yeah, you can see it kind of stutter-stepping forward there a little bit. So, still not fully fixed, unfortunately, it looks like, in terms of its mass and animations and stuff. But, does manage to one-shot a Chaos Spawn model there. I think this is pretty much the end here. Without the infantry support, the Lizardmen are just going to get worn down over time. So, interesting build. Very, very interesting build, but... Yep, good stuff. Good stuff. Yeah, Dread Saurian, I don't think the Feral Dread Saurian is honestly that great. The regular Dread Saurian, because it has more leadership and it also has a machine gun on the back, it's actually a little bit better, I think, but... Yeah, Giants are pretty good now. Giants are pretty good. Yeah, for only 1,500, they are a pretty good option for just doing a ton of damage. And, yeah, they don't have that much armor or speed, but considering how much damage they do for how little they cost, you can definitely make them pay for themselves quite quickly. Like, it only takes a handful of swings, really. But, yeah. I disagree, Optimus. Again, I still disagree. I think he was, like, maybe... 2,000 in terms of cost, maybe 2,200 fully kitted out in terms of his actual power level, and he was only about 1,700. So, I mean, I guess the nerfs are about, I don't know. Again, I still need to do some testing with Marcus and see how significant the nerfs were, but he was a little bit too strong for his cost. But I didn't see the issue. I really didn't see the issue, and now I think that he's just going to be too weak. So, yeah, we'll see. We'll see. I'm kind of withholding judgment until I get to play around with him a little bit more, but the ROR Dread Saurian would actually have been really good here because of the leadership debuff. It would have given a huge area of effect leadership debuff to all of those Beastmen units, and it probably would have been a lot easier to terrify some units away. I'm trying to think if the Beastmen or if the Lizardmen have access to negative effect spells from any of their Slanns. I don't think so. I'm just thinking about the lores they have right now, and I don't think they have any negative leadership effects from the Slann. I guess there's maybe some other negative leadership effects. I would need to look, honestly, at the Lizardmen's roster and heroes and see. So, good stuff. Let's see here. Next up is going to be... Okay. Hyalinala is jumping in. So, yep. Apotheosis causes fear. Okay. Yeah, but you're already getting the fear effect for other things. right? So it doesn't necessarily stack. Isn't there the Scarvet has one? I think, is it the Plaque of Domination or something like that? I don't remember exactly, but I'll have to look. Can you use any lord besides Morgr in competitive? There are a handful of situations where you can use Malagor, absolutely. And I think that if your opponent's not expecting it, Khazrak actually can work really well in certain situations. Yeah, I was going to say, I thought Scarvets had an item that lowers leadership. So maybe if you stack that with the base leadership effect item from the regiment, or base leadership effect from the Regiment of Renown, plus the Fear and Terror with a couple of rear charges, I think you could maybe kind of cheese something out and get a giant terror route with the Beastmen. I don't know. So, Optimus Pine, you are correct. As an Empire player, I am biased, right? But I would also argue that, like, I don't know, I also have a lot of experience playing both as and against Marcus, probably more than most people. But, yeah, I hope he's not too weak now. We'll see. I need to, oh, man. Oh, that pun. Oh, you're killing me. Yeah. I just hope he's not useless. I do need to test him out a little bit more, but... Yeah, ROR Saurian with the -8 leadership debuff. You get the Plaque of Domination, I think is what it's called, from the Scar Vet. And then, if we had a Death Slan, please, if anyone from Creative Assembly is watching this, please, can we get a Death Slan? Because having a Doom and Darkness plus those two effects would be hilarious. You could get a giant tear out that way, absolutely. Absolutely, especially if you... or a Shadow Slan. Yeah, I guess Shadow Slan for the Withering would be just as good. That might even be better, because then it would give an armor debuff to help support your Saurus as well, right? Although I do think Doom and Darkness is a little bit more of an impactful leadership effect, if I remember right. But, yeah. Oh, Greenskins versus Lizardmen. This is an interesting matchup. This is a very interesting matchup. I actually like this matchup quite a bit. On both sides. Like, it's fun to play from both sides, so. Shimmer Ward for the map. Slan should get proper corresponding colors. Yeah, I've always thought it was a bit odd how they're kind of weirdly colored, but they tried a little bit on this last one, I thought, to make it more even looking, but we'll see. Let's see. Hey, what's up, Talk? Yeah, man, I'm not the biggest fan of elves either, but... Let's see. Okay. Yeah, except you know what they don't have is cost-effective, low-tier troops, which, believe it or not, matters a lot for multiplayer. It's probably one of the most important things for multiplayer, in my opinion. Out of any fantasy elves, I'd have to say I probably like the Elder Scrolls Dark Elves are pretty cool. The Dunmer, they're pretty neat. Who's my favorite legendary lord? Oh, that's a tough question. It changes from time to time. Big Bird, Sarthrel the Everwatcher is usually up there. I know he's just like a Lord of Change, but that's just me. Volkmar is definitely one of my tops. I love Volkmar. Oh man, Optimus, those puns are getting rancid. Oof. Alright. Throg. Throg's pretty cool. I like Throg. I might do a top 5 legendary lords. In fact, I might actually have a top 5 legendary lords list here already, but let's see. Vlad is also one of my favorites. Probably one of the only vampire characters I actually like. I do like Harkon too, I'm not going to lie. So, Gobbo only armies. I would say against Dwarfs it can be really viable. Against High Elves it can be really viable. Believe it or not, it depends on what they bring. But, yeah, there's actually quite a few matchups. Empire, almost any matchup, I think, besides the Undead. You can actually get away with using all Gobbos if you plan your build accordingly and like play it in the right way. It's definitely easier said than done, but yeah, it could be fun. Especially when it's unexpected. It always works best when it's unexpected. Alright, so let's go ahead and get back over here. Looks like these guys are loaded in. So, lore-wise, what's my favorite legendary lord? Probably Azag, and Azag also floats around that top list as well. I don't use him that much in battle these days, but in terms of his lore, like the fact that he has this crown, like whispering spells in his ear, and it's just some orc war boss who, you know, got unfortunate enough to be in this situation, like, I think Azag is hilarious. Absolutely hilarious. But alright, so let's go ahead and have a look at the builds here. For Flying Yako, he's got 2 bow stegodons, so the artillery version. They've got this big old ballista on the front. Pretty underrated in my opinion. I like bow stegs quite a bit. We've got some Saurus warriors with shields, Cold One Riders, Saurus with shields. Pretty straightforward build. A Life Slan, Star Chamber Guardians. As for the green skins, oh boy, we're going to have a bit of an artillery duel today. 3 Doomdiver catapults. We've got some Goblin Wolf Rider archers as well. Night Goblins, a couple of regular Goblins here. A couple of Savage Orc Biggins. Yep, and some nasty Skulkers as well. Spider Riders, really nicely well balanced. Greenskins build, I like it quite a bit. No, 4 Doomdivers, holy guacamole. 4 Doomdivers is a lot. That being said, I'm curious to see how these bow stegs do in a counterfire roll. I'm also curious to see how much damage these Doomdivers are able to do in a direct fire roll here, because they're more so meant against like infantry and cav, but yeah, doing relatively little damage to the Stegodon there. Meanwhile, on the other hand, you can see the Gobbos. Oh, Yalanala, great job here, actually dismounts the Doomdiver crew there so that the machines themselves don't get destroyed. Because the bow stegodons do enough missile damage to really, you know, kind of one-shot those, not quite one-shot, but maybe like 2 or 3-shot the actual artillery models themselves. So, yeah, the next Doomdiver starting to make some contact there, and you can see the Wolf Riders also making their way up and around to start doing some skirmishing. So, yeah, good stuff. Get some shots in here. Not going to do a ton of damage to the Saurus Warriors initially, but given enough time, they definitely will be able to work them down a little bit. Wurzag here, taking a couple shots from those bow stegs, and you can see Hyalanala kind of very slowly advancing all of his Greenskins forces up and across the field. This Doomdiver not really in a position to get any effective fire in, but he might be trying to draw these Cold One Riders into a trap. It looks like potentially that may be what's happening here, but yeah, this Doomdiver definitely wants to try and come forward and get involved in the fight a little bit here. Cold One Riders are going to have to be careful, though. Just in terms of their combat stats, they actually don't trade super efficiently with Wolf Riders, Spider Riders. So we'll see. Looks like the bow stegs are continuing to use their ammo. Oh man, yeah, that Doomdiver holding up for the time being, but both these bow stegodons likewise not taking much damage from the Doomdivers at all. if I was Hyalinala here, I might actually just start focusing the Doom Divers on some of these infantry instead. That being said, he doesn't have that much single target stopping power here. Like, I mean, obviously Wurzag can do a little bit, but he's also getting shot up pretty bad at this point, so interesting. You wouldn't expect these two factions to have an artillery duel. But, yeah, good stuff. Very, very fun. Yep. Yeah, it's a pretty tough approach for the Lizards. They're going to be kind of forced into a little bit of an unfavorable situation here, but it just kind of depends. I mean, it does look like these Stegodons are starting to take some pretty consistent damage over time, but with the healing effects, with the Shield of the Old Ones and more, I don't know that it's necessarily going to go great for them, but here come these Cauldron Riders taking some good skirmish damage, and it looks like the Spider Riders are going to be able to get in, get a side charge, and the Wah now being popped all across the board. Oh man, did we get some Fanatics? Nope, no Fanatics, but still, the Gobblo's going to get in here and start to mix it up with the Saurus Warriors. More Saurus Warriors closing the flank here, and you can see with the speed effect, the Spider Riders are actually able to catch up with those Cold One Riders and actually do quite a bit of damage to them. So, really nice situation over here for the Greenskins so far. We'll see. In the center pocket, now the Fanatics being unleashed right down the line, and on the side shot here, just doing a ton of damage. Holy cow! That was a beautiful Fanatics cast. Actually ended up routing off a couple friendly units as well, but this is also a big problem. Wurzag has taken a ton of damage here on his pig. Haven't used up much of his spells, and I don't think he's used up either Charge of Effigy of Degit either, so a bit rough here. That Banishment is going to get some contact on those nasty Skulkers, do some pretty decent damage there, racking up some nice kills for the Life Salon so far, so I do think just right off the bat things are definitely going in the Lizardmen's favor, but they are having some engagements which are not going amazing, so we'll see. I just don't know that the Greenskins are going to have enough leadership and stopping power in the late game to really take down these two Stegodons, but we'll see. The Doom Divers all still have plenty of ammo and are going to keep pounding away here at those units, so good stuff. Good stuff. Yes, Bastildons, on the Bastildons, yes, yep. On the Bastildons, yes, not the Stegodons. The Stegodons are, they just have poison on their long-range missiles, but holy cow, check out those Doom Divers, man, just providing consistent DPS, and despite the healing here, these Stegodons, I mean, obviously without the healing, they would have been taken down a long time ago, but those Doom Divers just doing consistent damage all across the line here. Unfortunately, the Greenskins are kind of starting to run out of steam in some various areas. You can see these Cauldron Riders here fighting some Goblins. That's a pretty good engagement for the Greenskins. But a lot of their infantry has taken a lot of damage. The Savage Biggins still hanging around. Oh man, this is a bad situation for Taco, though. The Savage Orc Biggins have been able to get the Slann somewhat isolated here, and they're getting continuous attacks against him as well. So if he can take out the Life Slann, that's obviously going to be a huge loss. A couple of the Doom Divers starting to go down, though, and you can see the monsters kind of turn back to try and to help defend the Slann here. But the Spider Rider's not going to be used. Try and save those other two Doom Divers and try and use them to finish off some of these late-game targets here. But the Stegodons so far holding their leadership together. It is going to be a bit tough as the Savage Orc Biggins will want to rout as they get surrounded here. There's just way too many Saurus for them to be able to effectively pull away from. So once the Lizards are able to get a pretty decisive mobility advantage, they should be able to take this out. But holy cow, man, that Mass Doom Diver did a lot better than I was expecting. Yeah. Yeah. If you look, they're already quite messy in terms of the amount of blood spatter. Actually, I guess not too bad. Oh man, those Doom Divers, though. Those Doom Divers actually just about to rout off that one Stegodon, and despite the aura of pretzels there, it is enough to, in fact, rout that one. So how about these Doom Divers, huh? Continuing to fire in this late-game situation. The Cold One Riders coming back, but they're going to be intercepted by these Spider Riders, potentially, so we'll see. Yeah, Hyalinala, a little bit rough situation there. Unfortunately, just took a little bit too much damage. Obviously, making the mistakes with Wurzag, I think, was what the killer was. If he had been able to keep Wurzag just kind of here in the back and away out of range of those bow Stegodons for a bit longer, he might have been able to pull out a win there in the late game. But yeah, I really like that build. That Mass Doom Diver is something that I haven't really tried much of recently, but it did well enough here that I could definitely see some merit in what he was doing, so good stuff. Good stuff. Alright. Yeah, the greenskins, the skirmish calf's starting to run out of ammo. Unfortunately, they weren't really able to chase any routing units off. Like, that Stegodon I don't think is coming back, but a nice smoke bomb there. Going to catch those Cold One Riders and maybe allow, just as a tip for those of you guys who don't know, the Doom Divers or any artillery crew can actually remount any of the same artillery piece. It doesn't necessarily have to be their artillery pieces, but GG. Very fun stuff, and well played to Taco. Well played to Hyalanala there. Yeah, the Doom Divers, man, I'm very impressed. Without the healing of the Slann, those 2 Stegodons would have been gone, and definitely would have turned out very differently. Again, I just think that Wurzag ended up being a bit of a mistake here, but hey, you live and learn. Ooh, let's see here. Yes, you do need, yes, random boy. You do need, the game, the, access, Total War access to get the Game 1 factions. RORs, yes. At least for Chaos, Bretonnia, Beastmen, Wood Elves, and Norska. So any of the DLC factions, you'll need the Total War access for, so, yep. Yeah, man, Spider Riders are so good. They're so, so good. Good stuff. Oh, man. Whew. Getting a little tired. Need some caffeine of some kind. Let's see. Did I have anyone else on the list? I think we got through most people. Let's see. Namru is just the last one, so okay. So we'll go ahead and get him joining, and then I think I might call it after that. We'll see. When did I start YouTube? Oh gosh, I've been on YouTube for about 2 years now. It was 2017. No, 20... That's a good question. I think it was 2017, but let me just double check. Yeah, it was 2017 when I started my my channel. So if we go ahead and have a look here. Might take me a while to find it, but let's see here. I was going to link one of my super old videos, but yeah, 2017. Yeah, it's been a ton of fun. I love what I do, not going to lie. It is just awesome. It's been a journey, honestly. Like, one of the biggest things for me, honestly, has been the community. Like, the fact that I get to interact with all of you guys, and like I get to interact with all of these super cool, super good players, and yeah, I mean, it's just, there's so many cool people in the community. So yeah, most cost-effective unit is probably Spider Riders, like melee Spider Riders, or Night Goblins, like Night Goblin Fanatics. If you get the Fanatics casts off, they're so good. They're so good. It's super strong. So, looks like Yako Taco's gonna go Bretonnia, ban Vampire, Pirates, and Empire. But yeah, Spider Riders, especially if you give them chevrons, like you chevron them up to be about 500 to 600 in terms of cost, they are one of the best light cab units in the game by far. They're so good. So good. Wolf Rider Archers are pretty good as well. Yeah, Skulkers can be if they're in the right situation. So yeah, it's good. It's really good, honestly. Yep, you're correct, Tony. You are correct. They're even better than Nehekar Horsemen, which is one of the other best light cab in the game. But, yep. I like to bring like a couple black orcs in certain builds, Zeus. The thing about black orcs is because they're immune to psychology, like they can sit and sustain in the late game, but without buffs, they are a little bit lackluster. So like I usually like to bring only like two, one or two even, and just give them like sneaky stabbins and you know, try and get like itchy nuisance in an area of effect so that they don't take as much damage. If you have lore of the Big Wa, then Fists of Gork is really strong on them. It's super strong on them actually. Or obviously, you know, while you have Wa active, they're going to be doing a ton of damage as well. But yeah, Black Orcs definitely need support. They're not a great unit just on their own in a vacuum. But the fact that the Greenskins have like so much poison, and then they can also, I mean, they have a ton of mass, which is also something that's pretty underrated. What it means is they don't take as much impact damage from things like chariots or, you know, even like heavy cavalry charges. Black Orcs tend to take less damage than other, even similarly armored units, just because they have more mass. They take less impact damage. So, like, yeah, I definitely see what you mean. Like, a lot of people rely on them very heavily. I think that's a mistake in a lot of matchups, but yeah, it's interesting. There are a couple matchups, though, where I would take, like, two, maybe, but... Yeah, I'm not the biggest fan. See, I disagree strongly about Savage Orcs. I actually, for my front line, I end up using Chevroned Goblins, because, like, if you Chevron Goblins, to the same rank as Savage Orcs, they have better melee defense, and they have more unit models, which means in a lot of situations they'll actually hold up much better. And, I mean, it kind of depends on what you're going for, but for me, I usually take killing power in other parts of my army, so that then the Goblins are more just there as a supporting front line for whatever's fighting on top of them. But it kind of just depends. Kind of just depends on the matchup. Greenskins infantry is pretty interesting. They all have kind of their own niche uses, but we'll see. Yeah, we'll see about this matchup. I'm curious. I'm just showing you guys the army right now. I should probably put a screen blocker up, but yeah. Bretonnia versus the Dark Elves is very interesting. Certainly an interesting matchup, but I do think this is going to be probably my last game for the day. I didn't want to stream for too long today, but hopefully you guys enjoyed. I know I had some really fun games here, especially, oh man, that Tomb King, that poor Tomb King chariot driver just getting dragged around. I would be having nightmares about that. Unbreakable Night Goblins, I would say, for sure. For sure. They're probably one of the best regiments renowned in the game, period. But yeah, Mangy Marauders are also really good. The Ragnarok Queen is also one of the best regiments renowned in the game because summons, right? Summons just by default are very powerful. And having 5, like, basically light cav summons is really strong. Like, that is yeah, but the reason I say the Night Goblins, or the Unbreakable Night Goblins, are the best regiment of renown in the game is because you literally take them in every single matchup. There's no matchup where you don't take them. So, yeah. Yeah, should be good. Should be good. Let's see here. All right. We're here on, I believe this is Helfen, if I remember correctly. Very interesting map. Quite a bit of open space here with all this swampy area. So, I don't think there's any Lizardmen, so no aquatics today. No OP aquatics, but... What was that? You guys hear that sound? What was that? It sounded gross. So, let's have a look at the builds here for Flying Yako. He's got King Lewin, Questing Knights, Companions of Quenelle, Questing Knights, a whole bunch of mobs, Beast Slayers of Baston with a Damsel of Life and a Grail Relic, 2 Royal Pegasus Knights, and some Pox Arrows. As for the Dark Elves, we've got some Cold One Knights, Cold One Knights, Cold One Knights, a few units of Dark Riders as well, Marathi is in trouble, potentially, but she does have some supporting ground fire, so potentially not. But she's going to have to be very careful of those Royal Pegasus Knights. We've also got a Bolt Thrower here. It looks like Sisters of Singing Doom hidden in the woods. Some Dread Spears, a couple Corsairs. Interesting. Very, very interesting. Ah, Screen Blocker. I'm so good at this. I'm so good at this, guys. I just showed off both of the armies. I hope you could see them. Yep. Zeus, I get the comparison. Like, Sword and Shield Black Knights are the same, almost the same cost as Graveguard, and they're actually kind of a similar role, and they're kind of like a defensive melee unit. But obviously, the thing about Black Knights is they're more mobile, right? Whereas Graveguard have that bonus versus infantry, and they have a lot more unit models, so I actually really like Black Knights. I think they're a pretty underrated unit. But, yep. The thing about it, Luca, is that, yeah, the thing about it is it's never going to be a 1v1, because Wild Riders are more than double the cost, right? So even at the 1100, you're still, if you do the same cost, you're going to be facing 2 Spider Riders for every 1 Wild Rider, and they probably will have chevrons as well. If you get caught with the Wa out, yeah, you'll probably kill 1 unit of Spider Riders, but the other unit's going to charge you in the side, and you'll die. Which is why I say that Spider Riders are better than Wild Riders, because they're way more cost-effective. They're way cheaper, right? So, yep. Graveguard are extremely cost-effective. Yeah, the Black Knights, I think, they're not cost-effective in a lot of situations, but... Alright, these guys are getting started here. The Bolt Thrower is immediately going to be opening up on those Pegasus Knights. They're going to be pulling back, obviously not wanting to take that direct fire damage. We'll see. It does look like the Bolt Throwers might be going after something else here. Maybe picking away at the Damsel here. Potentially picking away at the Questing Knights as well. Pretty much any of those targets would be good, but obviously the Pegasus Knights are the most high value. Granted, they're also going to be the hardest to hit as well. You'll notice a lot of those shots will end up missing. And it looks like a Lion Shield there on King Lewin as he kind of dodges and cuts and weaves. Tries to dodge some of those shots there. Oh man, look at that. Look at that movement order. That is quite the movement order there. But, yeah, so far the Pegasus Knights haven't dropped any unit models, which is very important. But the Peasants definitely getting into position to start being ugly, which is great. But, yeah, we'll see. Peasant Archer is going to be opening up probably on those Dark Riders. Yep, right on those Dark Riders. Excellent target for them to shoot at. They'll do some good missile damage and be able to poison them as well. We'll see. Lewin might drop down here and just directly try and take out that Reaper Bolt Thrower. Or, yep, nice rear charge here on those Dread Spears as well. Going to be drawing in a little friendly fire also from those boys in the back there. But, oh man, this could potentially be really, really bad for Namru's Dark Elves. If he gets charged by these Royal Pegasus Knights directly on the Cold One Knights, the Questing Knights also coming up in to get into a supporting position here. Companions of Quenelle jumping in the center, helping out King Lewin. So, yeah, good stuff so far. Bretonnian player playing very, very patient, and he looks like he's just about got a full surround here. Oh man, will the Dark Riders actually get caught by Pegasi here? That would be really, really devastating. Point-blank shot there from the Bolt Thrower, but it does look like the Pegasus Knights are going to be able to drop down. And, oh man, they actually both directly go after this unit of Cold One Knights instead. And look at the HP as it just absolutely 100% disappears there. Granted, they are going to get countercharged now. We've got a Soul Stealer in the front line as well as the Companions face off against those Cold One Knights in the front line. So we'll see. Definitely anyone's game at this point. But these Pegasus Knights are taking a lot of damage here. They've already gotten quite a bit done, but no healing yet on them. Definitely need to see some healing now. There's still quite a few unit models left for all of them. But Sword of Corone here going to debuff those melee defense of those Cold One Knights, and they will lose out in the late game to those Companions of Quenelle. It looks like the Companions were actually the recipient of the regrowth there, so unfortunately that means the Pegasus Knights did not get the benefit, but they did manage to hold this backline long enough that the Questing Knights are now able to get an overrun charge in here to continue to clean up these Cold One Knights, and the Cold One Knights have taken enough damage that I don't think Dark Elves can really come back from this at this point. They've taken a lot of damage on some pretty expensive units. King Lewin also perfectly healthy as well, can now come back, and as the Pegasus Knights come back from rout as well, well, they'll be able to drop down here, and they do have the speed to actually catch these Dark Riders and start to kill them. So, yep, looks like Flying Taco is going to immediately drop down there and start to finish off those Dark Riders. So, oh man, that almost did more friendly fire than anything else in terms of that wand there. But we'll see. Marathi now fighting King Lewin, which is maybe not the best engagement for her, but she does have some support of some Corsairs here. Here come the Pegasus Knights, though, on a rear charge. Looks like there's also some Questing Knights here as well, so pretty good engagement for Lewin. It does look like some armor-piercing crossbow bolts coming in from the side there, and maybe a Soul Stealer going to be dropped as well. Yes, Soul Stealer to try and keep Marathi fighting here. She is going to be able to get up and get back up in the air here, it looks like. She's going to have to be careful, though. I mean, obviously, with the Pegasus Knights still hanging around, there are still a handful of them. They can come after her directly with the support of Lewin, but at this point, the Dark Elves have just taken so much damage. Their line is very, very disrupted here. Don't think that the Pegasus Knights can take it down, but yeah. Yeah, Depth Guard are trash also. They're undead, but they're also terrible. Yeah, Marathi drops down here. Actually manages to get a terror out with the combined might of the Sisters of Singing Doom, but yeah, this is a bit dangerous for Lewin. If he had taken more HP damage, he might actually get routed here or enraged rather by the Sisters of Singing Doom. As it is, the Pegasus Knights are going to get down here, get a good charge in. The Questing Knights also get a supporting charge in here, and suddenly the Sisters aren't doing so hot. There are quite a few more Pegasus Knights dropping down as well, but they do need to be careful. You can see the Questing Knights that jumped in there did get enraged, obviously, so nice heal, though, from the Damsel there. Marathi's going to maybe drop down and try and finish the Damsel. Maybe screen out some of these units on that unit of Dread Spears, but it looks like Lewin's able to get through, get a huge attack animation, and that terror route should be enough to clean things up in terms of army losses. We'll see. Marathi, yep, it looks like her army shatters there, so good stuff. Very nice showcase of those Pegasus Knights. Yeah. Yes. Tony has a really good point. Greenskin's shock cavalry is terrible. Like, Boar Cav, get out of here. So, yeah, you really have to rely more on your light cavalry. But, wow, one of those wasn't even a Royal Pegasus Knight. It was just a regular Pegasus Knight. It must be why it got so many chevrons from nuking those Cold One Knights. But great showcase of the Pegasus Knights here. Beast Slayer is able to get 66 kills, help hold the line there as well. Questing Knights doing excellently, 115 kills especially for that one that collapsed that side flank there. So really nice play from Flying Taco. It was a decent showing by Namru as well. You know, even expecting what's coming, it can be tough to prepare for. The Reaper Bolt Thrower, I mean, I think he basically did everything he could to try and protect. For myself, I would say this build does lack terror. So, I mean, I guess the Sisters of Singing Doom caused terror, so I take that back. But just being able to maybe get a quick terror route in the front line to try and terrify away those peasant mobs, you know, so that you can fight more of these cavalry without the infantry support. Obviously easier said than done, but still, very good game. Yeah, good stuff. I'm going to go ahead and back out now. Yeah, really enjoyed it. Hopefully you guys all enjoyed as well. I'll just kind of hang out for a minute here, get caught up on chat so that, yeah, don't miss anything here, but go ahead and switch this back over. You know what? Let's throw on some music as well. How about that? Throw on some outro music as we kind of wrap things up here. Let's see. What am I looking for? There we go. Okay. Sweet. Good stuff. Yep. Yeah, my pleasure, Wicked. Yeah, I agree with that, Optimus Pine. I agree with that sentiment 100%. Yeah, Saturation is good against Shock Cav. Super effective against High Elves. That is very true. High Elves struggle against Swarm-type builds. Of course, especially because they themselves don't have the ability to take numbers super cost efficiently. It does mean that their Shock Cavalry specifically tends to struggle a lot more than other ones. But Skaven versus High Elves, it's interesting. High Elves, if you take more kind of standard builds, I think it's pretty hard. But if you go with more, maybe I'll have Aristo Demos shoot me a replay. I know he has a very unorthodox build that he uses for for High Elves versus Skaven that he's had a lot of success with. If I can get a replay of it, I'll show you. Or if I can get a game of myself using a similar build. But yeah, Eagle Claw Bolt Throwers are super good. That's actually one matchup as well where I think Shadow Warriors actually have a place. Like, if you take a ton of Shadow Warriors and Illyrian Reavers and go with an aggressive ranged Vanguard against the Skaven, you can often snipe out their artillery pieces or their, like, Jezzails and stuff quite quickly with those units, you know, before they really have a chance to react. And then, likewise, those units are also fast enough that you can kind of kite Rat Ogres and then, you know, just continuously shoot them. So Discord is probably the best, Zeus. I don't check my email super frequently, so if it's if it's one that you feel strongly about, Discord is probably the way to go, for sure. So yeah, I would love to see like some Grail companions on foot, maybe almost like, and I've talked about this before, but maybe almost like a unit of aspiring champions, but you know, like Grail Knights instead of Chaos Warriors, right? But where it's a unit of like maybe 18 guys, they have super high melee defense and magic attacks, Blessing of the Lady, Perfect Vigor, and, you know, also having Courage as well. I think that would be awesome. But yeah, big thanks for joining, Optimus, Zeus, Lucas Sharpayne. We got Ross, DJ, Tony, Wicked, Optimus Pine with the beautiful puns, Kiro Haas, Big NACL. Thank you guys all so much for joining. It's been a ton of fun. So yeah, big thanks, Ravazar. I will hopefully do well there. So good stuff. Good stuff. That's going to be all for me for today, guys. So thank you very much for joining, and we'll see y'all next time. Bye-bye now.